gaming Voyager. You've seen teasers in the live stream earlier today. Now it's time to build it. This is the box of the case. This is what we have got to work with. I hope you're all going to enjoy it. The microphone volume is about to be increased. I apologise if it ends up being too loud, but we're going to increase it a bit because we're going to be standing quite far away.
Yes, we are. And we can always deal with it at a later time.
Okay, there we go. Microphone volume has now been increased.
So now it should pick me up nice and loud. Does it pick me up nice and loud, do you think?
It picks up a nice volume, yeah.
You might want to check it. Check.
A check.
A check.
A check.
There we go. It's got brains about it. Anyway,
A check.
this is our case. It is a Corsair Obsidian Series 750D Airflow Edition with lots of airflow. It's a full tower gaming case. It's huge. Like this, I can't get my arms to the bottom. Like, look at it. Look at the size of this thing. This is a big ass box.
If you actually push it forward a little, you might be able to see the top of the box.
The top of the box is like
There.
there.
You can put it back.
It's a large box.
There. So yeah, it's a very large box. We have the camera.
And there is pictures on the back. 1 minute. I'll move them out of the way. So they're going to be in the way for this.
Typical. My phone doesn't want to load up my stream.
Obviously not. Use mine.
Where's yours?
On the back of the box. Behind you, behind the Lucas head. Here's the back of the box. And this tells you what's inside the box. It's a case. And it's about as far as it gets, mate. Right? You've got hard drive trays, followed by the tray caddies, which go here on these two slots. They don't have to be all in, all out, none in, whatever you want. They can be in any configuration you please. We have the SSD mounts here, or 4 of those, which clip on in this little space inside here, so you can see them from the front of the case, which is visible through this ginormous windowed side panel, which we'll have a look at very shortly. You've got fans that it comes with, which every case does. We've got front panels.
You should also probably point out how most cases only come with a back fan.
Yeah, it comes with 2 front ones. 2 140mm L fans. We have our 5.25 inch bays, sorry, here. Not going to get used, don't even have a disk drive to put in it. Lovely. And it is all filtered. It's all filtered with here. There's filters in there. There's filters down here. There's a filter on top here. It is all air filtered. Absolutely amazing. But now it's time to get it out the box, which is going to be the fun part. Indeed. Inside the box we have instruction manuals and how to do things, and don't need those.
Instantly throw it away.
Cardboard. Plenty of fucking cardboard. Cardboard for days.
Now, quickly, before we unbox it, I'll pass you this.
Yes. I'll hold on to this. We have...
Now, camera's about to be swapped because we actually have 2 webcams set up.
Trying to, anyway.
Boom. That camera should be coming online. There we go. So now you can see inside the box. And basically...
zoomed in, isn't it?
Yeah, that's how that webcam's always been.
That's good, I'm sorry.
Now, something... A lot of PC gamers... Well, gamers especially...
Their logos.
Yeah. Gamers will especially tell you this. Hard foam. Not great for packaging.
Don't like hard foam.
We don't like hard foam. The reason why we don't like hard foam is because it can only take 1 impact. So if this falls, it can take it once. If it falls in the exact same place, this no longer takes the brunt of the force. The case then takes it, which is going to cause damage. So you don't like this. It's hard foam. It can be good, but only if you're going with a carrier that you trust. If you don't have a trusted carrier, it's going to be really it's like they could drop the case multiple times, then that ends up damaging your tower. So hard foam is actually bad for packaging in most cases.
Other than that, it's just an empty box, really.
So we're about to swap over back to the other camera.
Go back to the normal camera and we'll carry on with the unboxing of this fucking monster of a thing we have going on.
Right then.
This is going to require a rotation. No.
What do you think?
Get it on.
Ready?
Pull the box straight up.
Okay, let me take that off your hands.
Take the box away. We have. Here is the back of the case. That's the back, so that's the bottom. Oh, leave that one for a minute.
I'll get the top.
There's the bottom.
So where have we got our...
Here's our feet. Oh dear. Okay. Well, we should be able to pick it up, stand it upright. And we have
Copy the polystyrene.
the hard foam.
The hard foam.
We have a case. A beautifully large case.
Messages await the operator.
Shut up, phone.
Told you to mute it. There is the dust filter, I spoke of before. Magnetic. Which is pretty fucking cool.
It's just my mum sending me a text to tell me Steve has gone to a friend's because he has no electric.
Not because he's getting flooded, just because he needs electric for his fucking shit. We have a giant fucking window.
So you can see everything that's going inside this case.
You can literally
Yes.
see every part
Well,
of it.
just to give a general idea, so try and think of how large would you say my arm is there?
You know,
So we're saying like this part of my arm here,
your forearm is about a foot.
about a foot. So a foot
Like from there to there.
from there to there. So if we go
So, you
there,
know,
about 2 foot. It's 2 foot wide.
it's just under 2 foot by 2 foot by a foot.
Yep, and about 2 foot as high.
It's just under it. It's 23 centimetres wide, 56 tall, and 53 tall and 56 long. Something like that. I can't remember the exact dimensions.
Yeah. But no, one of the big advices to give at this moment in point in time is this stuff here is on your side of your case. Don't take it off yet. Protects from damaging while you're building stuff. You don't want to actually knock it and that's permanent damage on there. It's like this is a window, so you're always going to be looking through it at your PC parts. So you really, really don't want to damage this. So leave it on till last. Once you've got it all built, then you take this off.
Yes, that's the last bit. That's the pleasurable.
That's the special way to say I'm done.
Yeah, it's the I'm done part.
So
So that's the giant window on the side. We'll have a look inside in a moment. But first of all, we'll look at the front.
yes,
This is the front of the case. I can't actually see if that's on camera or not.
it is.
But yeah, that's the
If you
front
bring
of
it
the
forward a
case.
little, you'll be able to see the entire front. There we go.
It is front of the case. We have 3 5.25 inch bays here. We have our power buttons right in the middle, USB 3s, 2 USB 2s, headphone and microphone, and lovely little reset button, which is really hard to press. There's no way you're pressing that by accident.
No, I'm trying to like slide my phone for an accidental
There's
press.
no
it's
way you
not
could
working.
press that at all.
Fans with a nice little see-through, so if you really wanted to, you could add LEDs in there if you want to.
This is a very, very see-through front panel. And inside of there we have the two 140mm Airflow L fans. That looks like
there's room for a little bit extra.
you can fit 3 120s in there. You can fit a triple 120 radiator in the front there if you take them fans out. Or you can fit a dual 140.
You know, so there's a possible option if you want to light up your PC, LED fans in the front, 3 120s, 2 140s.
It's a little unfortunate they are just plain grey and black fans. They don't even have the rubber corners on them.
Don't expect much from your case fans, they're never really that great compared to ones you can buy.
No, of course, their case fans are actually the same spec as their Airflow ones they sell.
I'm not on about actual specs. In most cases, yes, that's the case. But I'm
They're
on
just
about
very
I'm on about the
disappointing
looks and
aesthetics.
stuff. If you're like, for example, a case like this, you're buying this case to show off what's inside. So you're gonna generally want to show off what else is inside. So something having this dull grey fans, it's not
That's
something.
to be expected.
It's not something you're gonna want. But like I say, you can always replace these with something that's a little nicer. Even just the simple static pressure ones we showed beforehand, just with a blue ring on it, a red ring or a white ring, whatever colour you want. If you don't want to go for the LED aspect. So that's the front.
The front goes on with little poppers here, just standard little popper things. I'm not actually sure what they're called, like push pops or something. It just clips it at the bottom again, which is really hard to do one-handed.
There we go.
And then clips back in there.
Now let's turn around from the back.
We have the back panel, which is, you know, big, black and plain. Of course, is very keen on their smooth looked cases, which
also we need to quickly clarify front and back, the different ways how you say all this stuff.
What?
How we clarify front.
Well, that's the front.
Yeah.
But this is also the front.
Yeah.
This is also the back, but it's also the side. This is also the side, but this is always the back. This can be the top, but it can also be the side, but it's always the top. It makes no sense. Basically, it's whatever side you point at is whatever side you're talking about. That's generally how it works.
Also, it's generally, in fact, the better way to kind of describe how most PC people do this is when your PC's in use, front and then back. When PC's been worked on, so you put it together. This is the back. That's the front, because that's how you generally that's how you're going to be using your PC.
So we have the top. Have a quick look at the top while we're here. Lean it over. We have the top where we have I can't even get it out now. I've just been playing with it. A magnetic filter that covers up these radiator mounts on the top.
Is it like every other Corsair filters where they can be dishwashable?
Yes, it is completely dishwashable. You can go throw it through the dishwasher if you really want to. If whatever floats your boat. We can have a triple 120mm radiator on top here, going all the way across this side. We're struggling with an autofocus here. There we go. We have a triple 120 across the top here, or a triple 140 also supports to these far end holes. It has rubber mounts inside the holes which should come out. Yep, they will come out. They just pull out. Little tiny rubber washers to stop fan vibrations. They just pull out, move to a different hole, put back in. So that can go in any of these holes. There is elongated ones,
so
slight adjustability for a little bit of leeway on what radiators you can fit in, because not all of them have the exact same mounting holes, which is very nice. Stick this magnetic filter back on top.
Now,
then we go to the back. Move to the back. You've got your massive holes for airflow everywhere.
Yeah.
More airflow. We've got another 140 airflow fan in the back here.
1, 2,
should be
3,
6. Was it
4,
7
5,
expansion?
6, 7, 8, 9.
9 expansion slots all the way down this back side.
Right. Yep. 9 expansion slots.
And we have the massive hole for a power supply.
And also grommets for.
Then they're metal. They're not grommets.
Yeah.
They're not rubber grommets, which is confusing.
Yeah, but these are basically for custom water cooling.
I'm guessing they'll just push out when you want them out or something.
Probably. I can imagine
Maybe.
the other lines.
Maybe.
Yeah. So these are for your water cooling. So you got 2 there. So that's been the case. So we're not actually building into this.
I'm not putting it in the case just yet.
Smanky Boy says I have the same case.
It is a very nice case. I've wanted Corsair case for a very long time. Ooh. So we will tuck the case down out the way for a moment.
I'll tuck it over here.
Well, we will crack on with other parts. And the first part we're going to require is
The motherboard.
the motherboard, which we have right here. If you want to adjust the cameraing for this bit.
So we're going to do that.
Oh, dear me.
You're about to have a bit of shakiness.
Apologies for the camera movement, but it is required.
And there we go.
And the motherboard. How well are we in a picture here? How well is the picture doing?
Doing well. You.
Yeah, we can do that. I can manage that. I can flow with that. You can probably see like half my head.
And you don't need to see your face.
Yeah, it's ugly anyway.
We're here for the PC, not you.
Yeah, for the PC, not me. Always for the PC. We have a Asus Z170 Pro Gaming motherboard, and it's apparently Windows 10 ready. It's the LG 1151 socket, which supports Skylake CPUs,
Which we are using in this.
Yep.
So, apart from the Skylake support, would you like to say any reasons why you picked this motherboard?
It's black, it's red, and it has LEDs. It's not the most advanced motherboard when it comes to any kind of gaming motherboard, but it does the job I need it to. It's not too much, it's not too little, and it's perfect for every need I needed, really. There's no need to go massively overboard on a motherboard, because all the extra features and stuff you tend to not use at all, especially like onboard graphics and sound cards. Because if you're paying 200-300 quid for a stupidly expensive motherboard, you're going to have a sound card or a graphics card to do your sound. I mean, you're going to have other things that are going to take over and not actually use all these fancy features that the motherboards come with. Motherboards aren't really that important to the performance of a PC either. They're just kind of, as long as they can support the RAM and the processor you need, that's it.
I apologise, the chat's only just appeared on screen. I just realised the chat was broken there.
Oh dear. The only time you need to spend loads is when you're overclocking.
Maybe so, but that being said, it is also advised to spend a reasonable amount on your motherboard.
Otherwise you'll just bottleneck it.
Yeah, one moment.
Boxes in the way.
Yeah. No, we're good, you can't get in.
Boxes in the way. Well, here
Well,
we
yes,
have...
as I was saying, that being said, it's advised to spend a reasonable amount on your motherboard if you're going to be spending a lot on your other components. To balance it out, because the last thing you want is to go cheap on your motherboard and spend a load on your graphics card and CPU, and your motherboard being a bottleneck.
Yes.
So don't go cheap on one thing to go expensive on another. Balance it all out, otherwise you are going to end up with bottlenecks, and that thing you've just spent a lot of money on, you're not going to be able to use at full capacity.
Yes. If you spend 700 quid on a graphics card and 900 quid on a processor, don't spend 50 quid on a motherboard. It's not going to be able to do anything. It's going to bottleneck, restrict, and just completely ruin any kind of performance you have from that. Not to mention, spending little on a motherboard will probably restrict your RAM, so it just slows everything down. But get one that matches your specs. You don't need all the fancy extra features. If you want them, by all means get them, but I've never seen a point in them. But here we have a motherboard, which we'll take out of its box for now.
At this moment, we'd also like to quickly say to people...
We'll put that to the side for a minute.
In fact, before you go any further, my advice is we bring up the power supply for grounding. Because the last thing
I'm not touching anything yet, though, am I?
Yeah, I'm just going to say...
That's why it's still in the anti-static, I'll be touching it.
We also want to quickly say that there is other accessories. We don't have like static bands and stuff, but we'll get into that in a little bit. But all parts...
I'm on a wooden floor wearing industrial Altbergs. There's no way I'm creating static.
Yeah,
but even so, I am touching metal things to ground myself. You just can't see on camera.
Yeah, just also like to quickly point out, all parts have been tested. There is no dead parts for the sake of making this video.
Indeed. We have the I/O shield, which is always good to have and not throw away.
I was going to say, don't be stupid like me.
He accidentally threw it away with his motherboard box. This comes with
I kept the motherboard box, but I put the I/O shield in a safe place, and I threw the way safe to place.
It's got sound dampening stuff on the I/O shield. No idea why. It's all up in the back.
Probably in case you make vibrations with the motherboard.
You might want a completely silent case, which is always good to go for if you really must. We'll move that out of the way. We have a lovely little Pro Gaming logo across the top. I still can't actually see if you can see any of this. And you've got all your I/O shield accessory bits, and it's all labelled and colour coded and fancy dancy like that.
So yeah, you can see the Pro Gaming there. Everything's nicely labelled out for your display port, HDMI's. But yeah, my biggest advice as well though, like I say, don't do what I did and end up throwing away your I/O shield. I threw away mine because I did not put them in. I felt like I was breaking stuff, so I put it to one side and actually threw it away. These, it's quite surprising,
are stupidly expensive.
Yes, I've got a £70 motherboard in my computer, and to get the I/O shield replacement, it's going to cost me another £10 to £15. So make sure you don't throw these away, even if you are a bit scared of putting them in. They do help. They stop dust getting into your system, which is going to end up breaking it, and they are expensive to replace, so please don't. Especially ones like this, because you won't get the whole Pro Gaming everything back on it, so make sure you keep these.
Yes, so we'll put that to the side for a moment while because we're not going to need that just yet. We have a SLI bridge, Republic of Gamers SLI bridge. probably not going to be using this for a while, but you know.
It's nice there to have.
Asus Republic of Gamers SLI bridge with the lovely logo and stuff on there. Just your normal stuff, really. You got SATA cables, plenty of those. You get 4 come with this motherboard. 4, that's 6 gigabit SATA 3 ones.
Like we say, parts have been tested. That's why the imports aren't in the box at the moment.
Yeah, we have the M.2 mounting standoff and screw.
Can't even see that possibly.
Yeah, they're tiny. You'll probably never be able to see
it
it
on camera.
They're stupidly small. And we have a CPU easy installation tool, which I don't know why on God's earth you would ever need one of those. You literally sit in a hole and clamp it down. But, you know,
it's probably for people that feel a little scared.
Yeah, safe than sorry for people that are first time builders.
By the way, also just want to quickly point this out there during this PC thing. For anyone that's scared of building your PCs, just follow this guide. We're going to go through everything. It is computers. There's nothing really to be scared of. Like, they are easy to build. You've just got to have the confidence in yourself. You're not going to break anything. Trust me, it is hard to break something in a computer by accident when you're putting it together, because everything only has one place it can go into. So all you got to do is have the confidence and don't feel scared. We'll go through everything here.
We have pro gaming labels for all your SATA cables. You can label which cables go where and to which hard drives, number them, so it makes it easier taking them in and out.
So if you're one of them people that likes to make sure everything's labelled so you can identify everything like that instead of needing to fiddle through your wires.
Yeah, there's only 2 hard drives going in this and no disk drives, so we're not going to need that. We've got our good old instruction manuals and booklets and all that stuff that we're never going to need. And then our drivers, driver disk, good old discs. Again, no disk drive and just your normal booklet of instructions and
advise keeping your booklet. Don't throw this away.
Keep hold of all this stuff. Yeah.
This is going to tell you if anything's wrong with your motherboard, like your motherboard starts doing something. This is going to generally tell you what's up. So definitely don't throw that away.
It does keep you in the check most of the time if you've got a problem. It'll point out numbers and stuff on who to call. Well, for the time being, we'll put these things away.
As now at the moment is a good point to point out, if you don't have a testing bench available anywhere that's going to be anti-static or anything, the best thing to use at this moment in time is your motherboard box that it came in. So once we put all this away, we're going to be closing the motherboard box, and you simply put the motherboard on top. This is going to be your testing bench if you're going to need to start testing. We're going to use it for building purposes. So we're going to use it for building purposes because, like I say, we've already tested all the parts. So we're going to be building part of it here, and at which point we'll put it into the tower. So the next thing you should really be doing before you take out this anti-static bag is to ground yourself. So at this point you can have an anti-static band either on your wrist, your ankle, somewhere.
Or touch another PC that's plugged in and on, maybe.
Yeah, touch metal that's plugged in, that's grounded. The best thing to do if you don't have any of this stuff access to any of this stuff is actually get your power supply. Get your power supply out of its box, plug it in, don't switch it on. Don't switch it on. And just every now and then, once you've touched the power of your computer, just put your hand on top of the power supply, and that's you grounded, and you're not going to cause any static damage to your parts.
Unless you're on a really thick woolen carpet, you won't get much static on you, but it does not take much to actually damage a PC part if you're not careful or you touch the wrong bit. But here we have our actual motherboard. Out of its anti-static bag, which is, I'll put with you to put that safe. It's all going to end up going back in the boxes in a couple of weeks' time, unfortunately. We have our 3 PCIe X16 slots. This bottom one here is only an X4 if you have a graphics card on either one of these two. We also have our 3 X4 PCIe slots for Wi-Fi cards and whatnot like that. Sound cards, we'll probably be using one of those as well. Got our chipset up here, our good old coolers for our VRMs and MOSFET.
Want to pick up the box, turn it around so they can see the bits on the back?
We're on this side a bit first. We got our SATA connectors up here, we've got an M.2 up here, USB 3 headers, there's plenty of fans, there's fan connectors all over this board. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I can see straight away. They're all 4 pins. They're everywhere, absolutely everywhere. Obviously, your RAM slots, can't really go wrong with those. Only one side of these ones move. These ones don't move on this side, they're locked in place. It's put the RAM in till they click up on one side.
Also, now's a good time to mention while he's on about the RAM. You may notice that 2 are black and 2 are red. This is because RAM normally works in like a dual channel link. And basically, if you've got more than one RAM stick, you've got to put it in the same channel as the other RAM you did use before. And how it works is the 2 colours are on the same channel. So you want to put them both on there if you want to use them 2 RAMs as a link. And the best way to identify which RAM should be number 1 slot is normally the one closest to the CPU, and then you match the colour with that.
So we'll be putting our RAM in the black one here and the black one here. These 2 grey ones will not be populated until a point where I upgrade my RAM to use all 4 slots. We have our South Bridge heatsink here, because you may notice if you've looked at older PCs, there's normally a North Bridge around here, but it's not there anymore. It's the area here. They're now included inside the processors, and that's mostly an Intel thing. They don't do it with the AMDs, but the North Bridge is now inside the Intel processors, which is meant to improve all the performance and stuff, but I don't have a clue how that all works. Rough ideas, but not enough. So yeah, I've got a little protective film on top of this cooler here, which I'll peel off. Attempt to peel off because it comes off in like 4 different parts. There we go, go around the corner. Protective film removed. We have our motherboard. We have our rear I/O here. We have a VGA. There's a DVI at the bottom. No idea why DVI is still around. We have HDMI and a mini HDMI. No, a display port. HDMI and a display port. PS2 legacy for keyboards and mouse. USB for keyboard and mouse. 4 USB 3s over here. We have a LAN at the top. And then below the LAN we have a USB 3.1, which is so much quicker than USB 3s. And right at the bottom we have a USB 3.1 Type C connector, which is a godsend for nerds because it can go in either way up. So no more guessing 50-50, will I get this memory stick in the right way around first time.
That mentioned as well, C isn't now that popular at the moment, it's still growing.
The only company that makes USB sticks that go in the 3.1 Type C connectors is Kingston at the moment. It is their travel datas, I believe. They're reasonably sized, they're quite cheap actually.
Wait, data travelers?
Yes.
You mean the
newer versions of
the
them?
upgraded of this one?
Yes, newer versions of them. On here we have Z170 Pro Gaming written on the board with red LEDs behind it to light up the board. There is also a track of LEDs that goes round this side of the motherboard to light up the, what's the fancy word for it? I can't remember the fancy word for it, but
underglow?
No, it's not an underglow. It's the shield to protect it from electromagnetic interference.
Also, just quickly point out, if anyone's got any questions, please ask away in chat. We are looking at chat if you want to ask anything. We'll be more than happy to answer.
Yep, we can see stuff, unfortunately. I'm not blind yet. Not yet, anyway. That is motherboard, really.
So,
next, I reckon, what? Processor install?
processor or RAM?
Processor, so we get hands past the RAM a bit easier. And we can put the back plate on as well then from the cooler.